Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to take a trip, an incredible journey that your food takes every single time you eat. It happens inside all of us, multiple times a day, but we barely even think about it. We are going to explore your body's very own fuel factory, the digestive system.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about it? That sandwich you just had for lunch is about to go on this unbelievably complex and fascinating trip. So let's follow it. Let's see exactly what happens from that very first bite all the way to the final destination.
So, what are we talking about here? Well, you can think of the digestive system as this brilliant, super efficient processing plant. Its mission is actually pretty simple, but totally vital. Turn food into the energy your body needs to run, and then, get rid of whatever's left over.
Okay, so our journey starts at the very beginning, the second that food enters the system. This first stage is where all the heavy lifting of breaking things down really kicks into gear.
It all begins with what's called ingestion, the simple act of putting food in your mouth. But don't be fooled, your mouth is so much more than just an entry point. It is an active work zone that gets the entire digestive process started. The moment that food enters your mouth, your system launches this kind of two-pronged attack. You've got your teeth doing the mechanical work, literally crushing and grinding. And at the exact same time, your saliva starts a chemical assault using special enzymes to start breaking down starches. It's just a perfect example of efficiency.
And it really takes a team to get this first job done. Your teeth are the heavy machinery, the grinders. Your tongue is like the master coordinator, moving everything around so it gets mixed perfectly. And then you have your salivary glands, the little chemical factories, pumping out enzymes that start digesting carbs right away.
So once the team in the mouth has done its job, it's time to move on. The act of swallowing sends the food down into the pharynx. And this spot is a really critical intersection in your throat. It's a shared space for both the air you breathe and the food you eat.
From the pharynx, the food drops into the esophagus. And this is where something kind of magical happens. Peristalsis. It's this series of perfectly timed, wave-like muscle contractions that push the food downward. Seriously, think of it like a biological conveyor belt, making sure your food gets to the stomach no matter what, even if you were eating upside down.
And now, we've arrived at the main chemical processing plant. This is where our food is about to get hit with a powerful cocktail of acids and enzymes. It's where the real transformation begins.
So welcome to the stomach. And it's not just a holding tank, okay? It's not just a bag that lets you eat a big meal and digest it slowly. It's a powerful mixer. It is constantly churning and squeezing, making sure that food gets mixed thoroughly with all those potent gastric juices. So, what exactly is in this gastric juice? Well, it's a very carefully balanced and very potent mix. You've got super strong hydrochloric acid, you've got a powerful enzyme called pepsin, and, crucially, a protective layer of mucus to make sure the stomach doesn't digest itself. Yikes.
And that hydrochloric acid? It's amazing. It does double duty. First, it's a powerful sterilizer, killing off most of the nasty bacteria that might have come in with your food. And second, it basically flips the on switch for pepsin, the enzyme that gets to work breaking down proteins.
So, after a few hours of all that churning, what was once food is now this semi-liquid paste, and it's ready for the next stage. It moves into the small intestine, and trust me, this is where the main event really happens.
Okay, so breaking food down is only half the battle. Now comes the most critical part of all. The body has to actually absorb those valuable nutrients. This is the whole point of the entire digestive journey.
So yeah, the small intestine is definitely the star of the show. It's where most of the digestion and pretty much all of the absorption takes place. But it doesn't work alone. It gets a huge amount of help from a few key buddies. Without them, the job just wouldn't get done. Let's meet this amazing support team. First, you've got the liver, which makes something called bile. It's absolutely essential for digesting fats. That bile gets stored in the gallbladder, which releases it at just the right moment. And then there's the pancreas, which creates this powerful juice loaded with enzymes that can tackle carbs, proteins, and fats. They all work together, delivering their goods right into the small intestine.
This is the key question, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to have all these tiny little nutrient molecules floating around in your gut, but how do they actually make the leap into your bloodstream so they can get delivered where they're needed?
Well, the answer is just an incredible feat of biological engineering. They're called villi. The entire inner lining of your small intestine is covered in millions of these tiny finger-like things.
Their only job is to dramatically increase the surface area, creating this massive space for nutrients to pass from the intestine straight into your blood. It's brilliant.
We have officially extracted the fuel, but the journey isn't quite over yet. Now we're entering the final stage, which is all about cleanup, a little bit of recycling, and then getting rid of what's left.
So anything that couldn't be absorbed, mostly indigestible fiber, some water, and salts, it all passes from the small intestine into the large intestine. And its main job is to salvage what it can and then prepare the rest for removal.
And the process here is pretty straightforward. First, the large intestine absorbs most of that leftover water and salts, which is a super important act of recycling for your body. What's left over is then compacted into waste, or feces. This waste is stored in the rectum until, well, it's finally expelled from the body through the anus.
And that completes the cycle. It's a truly amazing transformation, isn't it? Turning something as simple as food on a plate into the actual energy and building blocks that keep you alive.
So, to recap, this whole journey is driven by these core functions. You take food in, you break it down, you absorb the good stuff into your blood, your body uses it, and finally, you get rid of the waste. It's the cycle that powers your every single moment.
This whole complex, elegant, and absolutely vital process is happening inside you right now, automatically. It's a good reminder that every single thing you eat literally becomes a part of you. So the only question left is, what are you going to choose to fuel your amazing factory with next?